Yes, good evening. Welcome to Conversations with Segun. Today is the seventh day of the seventh month of 2020, and so it's the first day of the series. The fourth series we'll be having in the month of July, and I'm here ready for my guest today, and I'm ready for you. I want to see those that are watching. If you're here already, let me know you're here. I can see Fever Organagoma is here. It says, I'm here live and direct. If you're here already, please kindly go and share this with your contact and friends. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, but I'm good. Can you hear me if you are there? Can you hear me? Anyone can hear me that is there, that is live and is ready for the conversations tonight? If you're ready, let's go. Jimi Tewe, my guest, is on his way here. Uh, Almost here, almost here. We just talked now, so he's almost here. Now, everybody who's supposed to be here, welcome, welcome. Jimi Tewe is already here, he's seated, he's in the studio, waiting for you guys to come on. He has another session by 8:30, Money Hash on his Instagram. We will all migrate from here there, but while he's here, we will talk about what we need to talk about today. So I want to welcome everyone who is here already. If you're already here, welcome. If you're not here, I'm waiting for you to come in. Join us immediately. Our guest is already in the studio, is already seated, is waiting. We are waiting for you guys to come so that we can go ahead with tonight's session. Tonight's session is going to be very explosive. Um, and we are going to have a lot of fun. Favor says, I can hear you loud and clear. Kevin Uchenefune from the UK says, Jimmy is the real deal. Yes, yes, yes. You know, Jimmy Tewe is here. You will see him in a minute. Um, Also, Andrew Logo says, I'm here. Fantastic. Welcome. I'm not going to take any further time. I'm going to bring Mr. Jimi Tewe to you. For those of us who know Mr. Jimi Tewe, very down to earth fellow. If there's anything you would describe him with, is that he is very down to earth. There's no hard and fast rule to Jimi Tewe. It's what you get is what you see, and that's the best way I want to describe it. An awesome gentleman, a coach, a career person, and so that's what we'll be talking about today. The career path for the post-COVID world, the career shift actually. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Jimi Tewe. Um,
All
Good
right.
evening, Jimmy. Welcome to the program.
Hi, how are you doing now?
I'm very well. I'm excited to have you.
Thank you very much and well done with what you're doing.
Thank you for honoring us with your presence
A
tonight.
pleasure. A
People are
pleasure.
already people are already saying that Jimmy is simply the best. Emeka Eze says, let me put that on the screen so that you can see. It says Jimmy
Yeah, I
is
can see the
simply the
comments,
best.
live comments, yeah.
Fantastic. Also, Uchenna Fune says Jimmy is the real deal. I'm sure you know this guy.
Yes, I do.
Uh,
I know him. Ah, Sir Calvin, how are you, sir?
yes, he's in
We
the
have a
UK.
we have a gig in the UK when it's
Yeah,
time.
yes. When it's time after COVID, we'll do
Yeah,
all the stuff we need to do. All
sure.
right. It says I celebrate you. All right.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Welcome to the program today. I want to say a very big thank you again for agreeing to do this with me. It's an honor. Every time I call on you to join me in whatever I'm doing, you always honor me with your presence. And for that, I want to say thank you again.
Thank you.
All right, quick question. I want to first of all ask, how has the COVID-19 been for you? I know you have been doing a lot, watching you on social media. A lot has been happening, the money heist and all the other live sessions you used to have, and the ones you have with other people. How's the
Yeah.
COVID-19 been for you business-wise?
I mean, just like you said, I mean, business wise, best time ever in business. Best time ever.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm not lying. My accountant and our tax person can tell you that it's true. It's the best time ever during this period and all that. Because I mean, it seemed, I mean, for a number of us that in public speaking space, we started to do a few things online already. And so it's just, I mean, so the world came to meet us where we were. It was amazing. I mean, it's still
What
amazing.
was it turning points for your industry?
Yeah, I guess it's been really a turning point. And it basically liberated us also from the clutches of the corporate clients that we're chasing, you know.
So true.
I can't give you brand names, but there are banks I will go to, and they'll tell me take it or leave it. Do you get my point? Stay with my other people, my colleagues in the industry. When you want to do training for them, they're adjusting the amounts further down and stuff like that. But you know what? People, so one of the things I'm teaching now is the business model, because I found it online also, and I teach about, we have B2C, B2B, B2G, but there's the H to H, which is the human to human.
Human to
That
human.
huge, very huge. Technology enables that a whole lot, and COVID just allowed that to. So I can't lie to you, I made more money in this. So the rate of generation of revenue that I've made has been fastest in the last 3 months than in the last 10 years. I can't lie to you.
And it has cut, the COVID era has cut the whole cost involved in traveling, having
I'm just here. Yes.
Renting a venue, doing all the other things you need to do.
Very true. So again, yes, you don't have live audiences. There's something that comes with that also, and all, but we're still able to do what we're able to do. And in the last few weeks, I think I've reached people in more than 20 countries, actively on my programs and all those kind of things. So for me, I just could not pray that COVID should continue, I have to pray that COVID should stop. It's been really, really good, really good, really good. Yeah.
I can tell. But there's that other group of people who would tell you that the COVID has made them to have less and less business.
Yes.
I don't know how you're going to look at it. I'm going to just throw up an example. Those in the teaching space,
yes,
teachers, school owners, for example, are telling you that, this thing is not helping. They have to call off this thing. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm saying, okay, so why not do something different? Why not see how we can? Is there something they would have done, in your opinion, if you were a teacher? Is there something you would have done at this time that would have made you prosper better?
I really like the angle that you're brought it from. Fact about it is that, I don't buy what teachers are saying. I think the challenge with teachers or schools is that this system of school has been running for more than how many decades or even centuries. So this is the first time that you will not resume for third term in more than 100 years, literally speaking. So people are not really very aware of that. But the fact about it is that, what it did was that it even challenged. I'm a parent, I have 2 kids and all that. And I realized that what my children need is education and not school.
True.
So there's this. Yes, and you need to realize that. So you have to ask yourself, what were we doing? Were we doing school or are we doing education? That it goes to school does not mean we cannot do education. It therefore means you need to look for new models. So, for example, there's this, I can't remember the name of the business and all that. They have taken hundreds of children from, when I say hundreds of children, I'm being conservative. They've literally taken thousands of children from many of the private schools in Lagos by offering classes every single day, utilizing Zoom and other platforms, teaching the same program. There's a particular school that will resume next week. They're going to be in trouble because more than 300 parents have migrated to that platform. So what was happening? While these ones are offering school, these ones are offering education, cheaper, better, more relevant, and the parents have migrated to that. So what I tell people is that, look, if what you are doing is not working, then you might need to look at how you are doing what you are doing. And that's the fact about it. And the fact about it, though, is that there are certain businesses that no matter what you do, it will not be able to work like it should. Why don't you pivot to something else? Look, this is the time for new. So we call it, the new normal. It's not, see, the normal thing now is to do new things, all right? There's a story I had some days ago about 2 pilots, husband pilots, wife pilots, and nobody has been flying in how many months? In fact, salaries are not being paid to pilots. You know what they found out? The husband can bake, the wife can cook. They've been baking and they're cooking, and they are making as much money as they're making a salary now when they're doing piloting.
And the risk of piloting is more than the risk of just.
I'm telling you, in fact, anybody that wants to fly a plane now should check that the plane is working well before they try to fly it.
Exactly, because they've not flown for the last 6 months.
Plane has been sitting down there. The tire needs to work well, So what I'm saying essentially is that we need to view things. There's not less money today than there was earlier in the year. In fact, I feel there's even more wealth in the world today. It's just redistributed. It's just that the medium or the ways by which we engage to get in the transactions have shifted fundamentally. And so it's going to challenge people. Some things are going to come back. Look at airlines. By tomorrow, airlines Lagos and Abuja are going to fly. All right, so that's great. So some things will come back, but there are other things to look at. So don't look at. Again, I'll give you another example. People that had a job and they lost their job. I tell them that you lost a job, you didn't lose your skill. Go and use your skill for somebody that requires it. If you're an accountant, you tell them nobody needs accounting services. Maybe your company cannot utilize it at that point in time. Carry your accounting services and go and meet somebody else who needs it. I'm telling you, it requires adaptability. It requires that flexibility, being able to respond right at this time.
So I'm going to go back to an idea you just shared now. When we had Paul Ford, he talked about pivoting whatever we have, pivoting it and, moving in a different direction.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to my example of teachers again. Because whether you like it or not, Jimmy, there are a lot of people in that space.
Yeah.
And realizing that they've not been at work for the last, I'm just concerned, they've not been at work for the last 4, 5, 6 months. A lot of them have no other options, have no alternative sources of income. If you start talking about alternative sources of income now, they're like, so where do I even have the money to start an alternative source of income? But so how do they pivot? Because, for example, we just talked about new models of schooling now.
Yeah.
And we're talking about new models of schooling. We've been hearing stuff about the homeschooling before now, before the COVID, the white people will talk about homeschooling and all the other. My children don't go to school, they are home. I make sure they study and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
What can a typical teacher do to pivot from where they are right now, waiting for schools to open before they will get salaries, to doing something with their already gained skill?
Yes.
Begin to make money.
I mean, if I was teaching business studies, the first thing I'm going to do is go and look for the parents, the students that were not doing very well in business studies. You get my point? I'll find those students. I will find a way to reach their parents and offer them online classes so that they can bring their child up to speed. Maybe this is the opportunity their child has to be able to. So I'm still a business studies teacher. So that's what I mean by that. So when you say iPod or whatever, it doesn't necessarily mean do something new. You might be doing the same thing in a new way. Do you get my point? One other thing, for example, one of the ways to pivot is actually to be able to listen to your clients. One of the things, Segun, that even today, if I will pay money for it. But sometimes, my kids are there, my wife is busy, I'm busy. Sometimes we try our best, to be there for them. But sometimes you just wonder, are these people reading? Are you reading? Yes, that's what you hear. You can't sit down with them. So if I had somebody that was online with them and has the two of them have systems and all that, and there's a way you can do it so that each person can, in IT, somebody can see what is on the system. You can monitor my children and ensure that they are reading, they are doing their assignments, or I would pay you money for that because I really want my children to be educated. So when to pivot, it doesn't necessarily mean stop doing that and go and sell granules. No, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes it might mean just looking at what you have. If you have a skill, as long as it's relevant, go ahead. I mean, talking about teachers, there's a guy that I know who attended my program, the Exponential Accountability Program, and the guy is an accountant in the school. Guess what? Schools stop paying salary. He started calling the principal or the proprietor. They do not even pick call for 2 months. No money. So what did he do? His wife was there. His wife could make small chops. So he said, he listened to me one day and he just said to his wife, he said, maybe we should, because I told him, I said, look, you have to leverage the networks around you. Maybe we should leverage our estate. That day they sold Puff Puff. You and I know Puff Puff. And that day they sold 25,000 naira worth of Puff Puff in their estate in one day. When he saw it, he began to sit down with his wives. You see, because it's a principle that you always have something left. There's nobody. The problem is that, like you and I mean, when we go to church and all that, they talk about a woman, that the man said, what do you have? They have nothing except it's usually the key. And it's not just spiritual, it is the reality. It's that thing that you downplay. Do you know, he started doing that thing very well. He focused on his wife's business. 1 week, they made 250,000 naira revenue. He said, we are making money I couldn't make when I was on the job. Now, the question is whether he's going to go back to the job or not. Everybody has
Fantastic. So let's leave the teacher thing now. I was just concerned about that. So
Sure,
I
sure.
wanted to, yeah. So, but let's go back to the topic of today's discussion, which is on the career shift. When we
Yes.
had Dr. Olumide Emmanuel with us, he was saying that initially our work system was based on activity and not productivity. So we have 100 people just going somewhere. It doesn't matter what they produce. At the end of the month, we pay them salary.
Right.
But that in this new world that we're going in, we'll have we would companies and organizations, we want people to, so what am I paying you this 20 naira
Yes.
for? I'm paying you 20 naira for what you will do. So we are going to go into looking at productivity and not activity.
Yes.
Sir, in your opinion as a career expert, what job opportunities are going to go down? And which ones would come up in this time?
I think, I mean, I can only speak broadly. They're what we call some is certified job emulator. There are jobs we call rotate jobs. A rotate job essentially is something that's repetitive. Do you get my point and all that? So
Yeah.
the thing about being repetitive means it can be automated. So the first set of jobs that I find that will be affected are jobs that can easily be automated. So now companies are more open to automation much more than ever before. And so those are the first set of jobs. The other set of jobs that will be affected are jobs within organizations where they are not able to pivot appropriately. So for example, now where you are not able to engage with utilizing technology, meanwhile your competition is able to do that, you will find out that you will lose out in the market and any job within your business will suffer. It doesn't mean that there's no opportunity in the market. It's just you have not been able to adjust yourself to the reality of that market. Okay. I think that, and if you look at it, broadly speaking, there are certain industries that are most hit. For example, event planning, makeup industry, because of the restriction of space and things like that. So anybody in that space, jobs like that would obviously be threatened. Maybe companies can pay 2-3 months, but after a while, they're going to begin to say to themselves, can we afford this? Maybe we need to reduce our numbers to optimize and things like that. So by being in certain industries, you are going to be affected whether you like it or not. But I think that, what's going on. So this woman, rough and tumble, and all that. She's pivoted from producing children's clothes to face masks, but obviously because of her contact, she's able to get big contracts to supply 100,000 face masks, 200,000 face masks, that kind of thing. Organizations behind that. So she has moved away. Nobody's buying children's clothes now. The children stay at home, whatever. But that's what she's done. So what I tell people is this, that look, the key word in the times we live in is relevance. People only pay for what is relevant. Okay? In fact, remember when they were classifying duties, they called some duties essential duties and some non-essential duties. If you're an essential duty, police will let you pass and all that. The police of money will not let you pass if your job or your product or whatever you're providing is not as essential. Do you get my point? So what I ask you is sit down and ask yourself, what essential service can we provide? And one of the key ways we need to do that is to be able to be in contact with your customers to find out exactly what. So for example, people in the travel agency, people that buy a ticket, business class, first class, economy and all that. I mean, for you to be able to buy a plane abroad, you are not necessarily broke. Do you get my point? Now, you might have lost the travel business, but you did not list your clientele list. What are you doing? How are you maintaining a relationship? What new needs do they have that you can actually adapt? And I'm not going to, because of confidentiality, there's somebody I've helped in that regard, and she has moved her business, leveraging her clientele base in a new area of business, so that when the travel industry opens again, she will do travel, but this one will begin to work.
True. So I'll give an example of a young guy who I had on one of our other programs last Thursday.
Yeah.
He's a photographer, and with this whole lockdown and no events and all, he didn't have anything happening. But like you said, he had a client list. He knows people because of the reason of the job he does. And so he discovered that they were needing stuff to happen. He was opportune to have a pass because he knows somebody that knows somebody. So they gave him a pass that he could use to get around. He knows owners of stores. He knows people that needs those goods in the stores. Those people can't go out. Their supplies are running out.
Correct.
So he just put on his WhatsApp story, do you need so from so store?
Yes.
I can help you get it and deliver to your house at a fee.
Yes.
And people were saying, please, oh, my baby food is finished. I beg, help me. Go get. No worry,
Yeah.
not be this one. I'll find out the
Yeah.
price. I'll let you know. He finds
Yeah.
out from the shop owner, who is very happy that somebody's
Somebody's.
coming behind the
Yeah.
door to get goods from his shop, because
Yeah.
those goods, whether you like or not, will expire if they don't
Yes.
sell them on time. And you know the value will keep going down. They might even get damaged before shops open
Exactly.
again. So he was getting it from the shop to the owner, the people that needed them, collecting money. And today he has started an errand
Awesome.
service
Awesome. Awesome. That's
inside
it.
the lockdown.
Awesome. Awesome. That's what he
So
did.
while businesses were closing down, he started an extra business. So
Yeah.
when I was talking to him last week, he was telling me that, look, oh, in fact, when all this is over, he knows now that he has a delivery company and also the photography part of
Beautiful.
it.
Beautiful.
So
Beautiful.
I know you have another program that happens at
8:30.
8:30. The Morning
Yes.
Haste is on Instagram for
Yes.
those of us watching. You could join
Yes.
Jimi Tewe on Instagram at his handle at Jimi Tewe. He's going to talk a lot about money. I want all of us to go there. I'll be there myself. I'll join immediately. We are done here. But before he leaves, if anyone has a
Yes.
question that they want to throw at Jimmy, please do feel free. We have 5 or so minutes more. Let me ask the last question. What would you advise the typical young man watching and saying, I'm tired of all that is going on right now? What would be your advice for them to do?
Huh. Tiredness does not change anybody's destiny. Everybody needs to wake up. Everybody needs to do what they need to do. I think that tiredness, if you're doing the wrong thing consistently, you will get tired. I think tiredness is feedback, particularly when you're trying to get an objective and you're not getting it. It means you are doing it the wrong way. So rather than get overwhelmed by not getting the result, the key thing to do at that point in time is to review how you are doing what you're doing. I find out that many times the main problem is not what we are doing, is how we are doing what we are doing. And so I always ask, well, if you're tired, tiredness is feedback. Sit back, go and get new knowledge and address that same situation all over again. Sometimes you might find out that maybe what it is you're trying to sell or what you're trying to do is not sufficient or is not appropriate for the market where you are. You either do two things. You either find out what's relevant to the market or go and look for the right market for that audience. But tiredness is not that it cannot work. It's not that it cannot work the way you're doing it. Just review and just get better with that.
So we all need to review and get better with what we're doing. All
Sure.
right, I'm going to let you run along so that you can prepare for your
Good
program.
man.
I'm not
Yeah,
going
good
to keep you anytime. Thank you for honoring us with your presence.
All right,
for
thank you, everybody.
Have a wonderful
Right.
time. We will join you soon.
Awesome. Thanks,
Thank you. Have a good evening. All right, so that's been the program today. Thank you, everyone, for watching. For those who are just watching now, let me hear what are your thoughts about what Jimi Tewe just said. Today's program is not as long as it usually would be. We usually would do above 30 minutes, but the program is planned for 30 minutes. Ngozi, you say I should do a review. Oh, okay, fine. Ngozi said tiredness is a feedback. Tiredness, if you are tired, it's a feedback. Correct, you are correct. Do a review. Yes, that's what Jimi Tewe said. Thank you, Ngozi, for that comment. And if anyone has a comment, and by the way, if you're not already subscribed to this page, subscribe to this channel on Instagram, not Instagram, on YouTube. Please kindly subscribe to the channel so that you can get details when we are coming on and when we come on live. We don't have to, go around you to get you to know that this is happening. You just get to know. Subscribe to this channel, and this month is a month where we have 4 different speakers assigned already. Next week we're having Bishop Feb Idausa. Feb Idausa is one of the senior men at Benson Idausa University, the son of the late Archbishop Benson Idausa. So he will be here with us next week. Then we have my friend Amal Miogbe from Lion Solar Academy. Should be here in the 3rd week. And in the 4th week, we have Sion Bola Adegoke. He will be joining us at the 3rd week. And this, like I told you earlier, this month is packed. It's a packed month for us. We're ready. We're pumped. Jimi Tewe just finished his session. If you missed it, then you have to wait to rewatch this again, watch it live on YouTube or on Facebook. But I want to thank you, those of us who are here already. If you have a question or a comment, please feel free to put it. We'll put it on the screen. Many people are just joining, and they are joining late. Andrew Olobo says you can only get tired when you are doing the wrong thing. Yes, that's what Jimi Tewe said. You can only get tired when you are doing the wrong thing. Alex is here. Alex is just joining us. Hello, Alex. Welcome. You just missed Jimi Tewe. He's gone. By the way, Jimi Tewe is having a program on his Instagram handle at Jimi Tewe. You can join him there. Jimi Tewe is having Money Haste on his Instagram handle. You can go join him there. Please don't forget, make sure you subscribe to this channel and also like our page. We'll be here again next week, Tuesday at the same time to continue on Conversations with Segun. I hope you had a wonderful time. I had a wonderful time too anchoring the program. Have a wonderful night.